Now you start to become a man that people know that when you do say yes to them, like that task will be accomplished. There's people on my phone I don't call anymore because I know that they don't fucking do what they say they're going to do when they say they're going to do it. They are now unreliable to me and therefore no longer a resource. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to day 3. I am super excited that you've made it this far. I know it's only been 2 days, but those are heavy hitters, man. I'm telling you, if you just only got that shit done, you're already headed in the right direction. Now, I holistically hope that you make it all the way through this because it all ties together. And what we're going to be talking about today is there's 4 things in your day-to-day life and tasks that you complete that we need to figure out exactly what you need to be spending your time on. Now, we can talk about eliminating, delegating, automating, things like that. That's probably a different conversation, maybe even something that we would discuss in VIP, specific to you based on industry that you're in, roles that you hold, businesses that you own, whatever the case is. But what we're going to be talking about here is a quadrant, a X and Y axis quadrant. It's going to be a 4-part quadrant that's going to all be things that either you love to do, you hate to do, you're good at, and you're bad at. And what we will see, what this will eventually show us are tasks that you really don't need to be doing. We talk about efficiency so much. We're so dialed in on how can we become more and more efficient inside of the VIP program that it's tasks like this that we will be able to uncover on things that we love, things that we hate, things that we're good at, and things that we're bad at, and show us where we are losing efficiency. Because at the end of the day, we only have 24 hours, right? So in that 24 hours, and we're not going to get into all what you have access to, but it's how do we become more efficient in the time that we have, right? We're very, very vocal in Uncaged about, a Ferrari doesn't run at 9,000 RPMs 24/7, right? There's a reason why top-line dragsters get completely rebuilt after every quarter mile or eighth mile that they run. So when we start to really look at how efficient we are being and what type of a fucking man we want to be when it comes to comparing ourselves to a fucking Prius, to a top fuel dragger, is how efficient do you want to be? What kind of a fucking man do you want to be when you're the person, as we talked about yesterday, is tasks being able to say no to, right? Is now you start to become a man that people know that when you do say yes to them, like that task will be accomplished. There's people on my phone I don't call anymore because I know that they don't fucking do what they say they're going to do when they say they're going to do it. They are now unreliable to me and therefore no longer a resource. Not only that is how can you be resourceful as a fucking man in and of yourself? How can you trust yourself that you're going to get a task done when you say you're going to do it? That is why we have come up with this. Well, we didn't come up with this. We've taken many different people, some different processes that they created. We talk about it a lot. This is something, I don't know who originally came up with it. Google's all over the place. There are a lot of people that do discuss this in different quadrants like this, and I'm going to put a few different assets on the screen or in the description as well for you to kind of study to see how to effectively build out this quadrant for yourself. And hopefully through this training, not only do you take immediate action on this, but this is going to give you a little bit more clarity on how the future looks for you as far as scalability goes. And as far as like just quality of life, there is a different type of fucking man that you are when you wake up every day and you're doing things that you love to do and things that you're good at. As fucking men, we don't want to do shit that we're bad at. No one wants to be a failure. At least I hope not. And if you do, you're probably not in this group and damn sure aren't fucking taking this 30-day course. So what is it that you can do to take a peek into the future and say, cool, these are the tasks that I will be completing on a day-to-day basis that I fucking love and that I'm fucking good at. The value here of being able to see this is going to set you apart, keep you motivated and inspired again as we go down that journey of that dream life. When you look at your whiteboard and you see all the different tasks that are between where you are and where you want to go, and you can start evaluating which ones will eventually, be delegated to someone else, will be eliminated completely, potentially automated. There's a lot of conversations that we have inside of VIP about tasks specifically like this and how to scale and how to get to where you are only focusing on things that you love and things that you're good at. And so the opportunity cost of not doing something like this, of not at least visualizing it and thinking about it and putting it on paper and seeing what these tasks are, and again, updating it constantly. There might be tasks as you progress through your whiteboard that you used to love or you used to be good at. And then you find someone that's even better at it and enjoys it more than you do. And there is an opportunity for you to, again, scale as far as your efficiency goes by offloading that to someone that loves it more than you do and is better at it than you. So then you can just focus on things that are higher and higher up your priority list, because it eventually should lead to you spending quality time with your family and your loved ones and pouring into others under you. And there's a way to get there, but it's doing things like this 30-day challenge. Day 1, fucking for sure. Day 2, fucking for sure. Right here, fucking for sure. You have to have this game plan put in place. You have to be able to visualize it. You have to see it, and you have to have a fucking plan. That's the opportunity cost, is being stuck in a life where you're doing shit that you hate and you're doing shit that you're not good at. How miserable does that sound? Again, I don't bring this type of quality of content to you guys just to blow smoke up your ass. VIP guys get this drilled into their heads day in and day out that they need to be focused on scaling their priorities, scaling their focus on tasks that they love to do and that they're good at. I can't tell you how much I've experienced wasting time in my own life because I tried to do it all myself. I thought that being a good entrepreneur was earning the stripes on your back, was that you got to carry all the workload by yourself. That's what makes you a good entrepreneur. No, all I did was had a job. And if I'm being honest, it wasn't even that good of a paying job. So some of y'all might have dreams and aspirations of being these super successful business owners. But at current pace, until you come up with something like this, all you're ever going to do is have a job, and probably one that you fucking hate too. So please, guys, I'm begging you, follow this 30-day challenge verbatim. I promise you, get to the end of the 30 days, and if you fucking hated it, then at worst, you wasted 30 days. The upside, though, it's insane. So let's get into it. We're going to have an X and Y axis here, right? Everything is going to be going towards the top right. So at the bottom here, this is going to be things that you hate. And again, I'm going to put a document in the description and on your screen that will show this in a little bit greater detail than my chicken scratch. But things that you hate, things that you love, things that you're bad at, and then things that you're good at. All right, so what we're going to do here is now you'll start to see that there's going to be a few different quadrants of things that you, again, either things that you hate and you're bad at, which is going to be right here, this quadrant. There's going to be things that you love, but you're bad at, believe it or not. That's going to go here. There's going to be things that you're good at, but you absolutely hate doing, which would go here. And then finally, there's going to be tasks that you love and that you're good at. This is obviously where we ultimately want to end up. So what you're going to end up doing, now mind you, as you come in and start to write down some of these tasks, right? This is all right, day-to-day task 1. Let's actually, real quick before we jump into this, I want to erase some of this. I want to actually show you what it'll look like when you're actually doing it. That the breakdown's actually really good to see, but the first step that I need you to do is come in here. And so we'll say, all right, cool. Like task 1 for my job will go here. And then somewhere over here, this other task that I have would be like right here. Maybe a task right here. So whatever this could be, editing a video, making social media posts, coming up with new storylines for what we got to, accomplish. Maybe this could be you're a landscaper, if you're a plumber, if you're, sell solar, whatever the case is. You can write down all the different tasks that you have. Day to day, day in, day out, things that you do. And then what's going to end up happening is as you do this, now what we do is we come back in. Let me do this real fast. And we put our 4 quadrants back up, right? Now, everything that's right here, all these tasks. So task 1, task 2, and task 8, these need to be canceled out immediately because these are going to be things that you're bad at and you hate doing. This is not a life you want to be living. So these all have to be eliminated ASAP. Now, obviously, there's going to be strategies on what you can do to eliminate them, delegate them, automate them, whatever the case is. You don't need to be fucking doing them. We talk about all this in VIP quite a bit. But then the next thing, and arguably, it'll depend on what you decide is the next. You can either eliminate task 3 next. Let's assume that, task 6 is right here. So you can either eliminate task 3 immediately or next and task 6 next, or you could eliminate, task 3 now, maybe task 4 later, come back to eliminate task 6, and then go back and eliminate task 7, right? So these 2 blocks, which are going to be things that you love and things that you're bad at, or it's going to be things that you hate and things that you're good at. Either way, we don't want to be doing those. Now, these are things that you can kind of kick the can a little bit further down the road if you need to for these, because first focus is getting rid of things that you're bad at and things that you hate doing. That is not going to make you feel confident as a fucking man, knowing that all day long you're doing shit that you fucking suck at. And it's definitely not going to be good for morale when it's things that you hate doing. So we need to get you out of that mental headspace because, again, it goes back to efficiency, that you can't be an efficient man doing shit you hate and doing shit that you don't enjoy, that you don't love, right? So that goes next. Then, arguably, the tasks that are going to be in this section, and in this section, we need to prioritize on what is on the chopping block next. Because eventually you need to be chopping those tasks down, chopping that task down, chopping this task down, chopping that task down, and getting rid of all that. Finally, what this ends up doing is realizing, and based on this just example here, is that the only thing we need to be focused on is task 5. And some people might get here and argue like, well, there's no way in my organization that I could only be doing one task. Yeah, it is. You just don't believe it because you don't have a roadmap to get there. You don't understand it because you have never seen something laid out like this. I can't tell you how many people that I know that run hyper successful businesses and only do things that they love and only do things that they are good at. And some of those are only one task. That's it. But you'll never know. And you'll continue to be in this situation that you're in, wondering like, oh, that'll never be me. You're right. If you don't ever take action and create something like this stuff like this, I'm telling you, is what gives you a map into comprehending what task needs to be accomplished next. You take this information, and again, that living document, you go back to the whiteboard scenario and you reflect on it, and you see now when we start to scale out of doing things that we are bad at and that we hate doing. Then you can vividly see things that need to be eliminated, delegated, or automated next that are going to be things that you are bad at, but you love doing, things that you're good at, but you hate doing. You get to visually see that. And this is when it becomes a very real internal conversation with yourself where you might love doing something, but you're fucking bad at it. It is going to be now your responsibility as a fucking man, as a business owner or a high achiever, whatever the case is, as an entrepreneur, to say, just because I fucking love it, it's going to hold you back from scaling to being able to do things that you love and you're good at if you don't let go of that stuff. You might love doing it, but you're fucking bad at it, and there's a better person out there for that role, that responsibility, that task. This is now where growth happens. This is now where maturity happens. This is now time for you to let go of that. Now, I'm not here to tell you What you need to let go of first, arguably, it might be something that you're bad at, but you love doing. It might be that. It could also be something that you're good at, but you hate doing. Whatever the case is, we need to start letting go of these next. We got to prioritize which one to move out of so that we can get to that dream life, which is doing things that we love to do and things that we're good at. So guys, go through this. I need you to get very serious on this. Again, I'll put some, supporting assets up in the description. Whatever the case is, you can go through and build this out yourself. You can visualize it. It'll give you an opportunity to write down what tasks or what. I don't care how you do this. Just get it done. And if you don't mind, I'm going to ask you honestly to post it in the thread so that other guys can get inspired and motivated by seeing other people doing it. But then it can click with them even better on saying, oh, that person's kind of in my industry, or I can see how that would apply to my life, or getting an idea. These threads, these comment sections are going to end up developing into brainstorm sessions for not only you, but everyone that comes after you. Hopefully you got to get something from someone else that wasn't your original idea, that sparked interest and gave you some direction on how to get very, very specific with this so that you can be very, very successful at this. Guys, I'm telling you, I'm not doing this just because I enjoy making videos and writing on iPads for fun. I'm doing it because I genuinely enjoy helping people. And that is what my goal is right here, right now, is to help you. I can't help you if you don't get serious about this. I cannot help you. Help yourself until you understand that this is a necessity in your life. Because otherwise you're going to continue ending up following the same cycle over and over, which is probably going to end up having you doing shit that you suck at and things that you hate. I don't want to see you there. It doesn't fall in line with your ikigai, doesn't fall in line with your dream life, doesn't fall in line with your whiteboard scenario. So let's get the fuck out of it. Let's rip the Band-Aid off and let's start right fucking now. We'll see you tomorrow.